Dear learners, a very warm welcome to all of you in this course. I am receiving lot of responses from you. Thank you for viewing the videos and the content and understanding the process of human trafficking. Today we will be discussing about the stakeholders and their roles in the process of anti-human trafficking. I have my colleague Dr. Anand Gupta with me, and together we will be telling you about the roles of the different stakeholders in the process of human trafficking. Yes, Dr. Anand.
Thank you, Dr. Mansi. As you know, today we will talk about the stakeholders which have a major role to play in curbing the menace of human trafficking. And we know that the human trafficking has become a big problem for our country and other countries also. And we will try to present a picture of stakeholders, the institutions which have a major role to play. And we can categorize them into two categories. One is the governmental organizations, and another one is non-governmental organizations or private NGOs, etc. So, when we talk about the government organizations, police is one of the major stakeholders. We will discuss it later. Revenue officials, district magistrates, sub-district magistrates, etc. have also women child development departments of the government, of the central government as well as the state governments have also have a major role to play. District rural development officials, they also have a role to play. And similarly, educational institutions, education departments of the states as well as the center, mainly states, because maintenance of law and order and preventing crime is the primary responsibility of the state. So state education department have a role to play in creating awareness about the human rights of the people and sensitizing the learners, the students about the menace of human trafficking. Panchayati Raj institutions, because panchayats are directly related to the rural people, they have direct contact with the people. So they can also play a role in preventing as well as in creating awareness about the human rights. They can also play a role because they know the local conditions, they know the people. So they can also help in tracing the victims as well as the culprits. Prosecution departments of the government which prosecutes, which fights in court, which the legal department of the government has a role to play, and it is the duty of these the legal department to be sensitive about the problems of the victims, to give a human face to the legal system. Medical professionals, medical and health department to provide speedy medical aid to the victims. Department of Labor has also a major role to play, which we will discuss in subsequent slides.
The elected representatives also play a very important role along with judiciary, and as Dr. Anand has just said, that Panchayati Raj institutions play a very important role because they not only help in prevention of the human trafficking crimes but also in the rehabilitation and reintegration of the victims, because many a times we have seen that own family members do not accept the victims of human trafficking or the survivors of human trafficking. So there has to be a community interface wherein the community has to accept the victims of human trafficking, and then they have to help them in reintegration into the back to the society, because we all are social people, we all are human beings, and we cannot live in isolation. The elected representatives also play a very important role, because if they are aware, then they will be using the money of the taxpayers in the development process. They will be bringing out new industries, new job opportunities, and will create awareness by having a good infrastructure, by giving good roads, by giving good hospitals, educational institutions. As Dr. Anandji just said, education plays a very important role, and we have a Right to Education Act also. We have right to education as a fundamental right also. So legal awareness is very important, and there the role of universities, colleges and school come. So we will be discussing the role of police first, who are the first line of defenders. Whenever a crime happens, first person whom you contact is somebody in the police station. So Anandji.
Yeah. As police is the first line of defender, mainly the role of the police is to prevent the crime and to apprehend the culprit. So in that way, police plays a very crucial role from starting from FIR, first information report. When a crime is committed, FIR is filed, and then police starts investigation. One or two points which I would like to mention here is that the police should have a human face, because the victims, they are facing various types of trauma, mental trauma, physical, they have faced physical abuse. So they are not in a very good condition to depose before the police. So it is the duty of the police to build confidence and inspire the victims to come out and tell the true story, because when the matter goes to the court decides the matter only on the basis of evidence. So collection of evidence is very crucial in
Any case,
in conviction, or even in prevention also. So the first duty is to build a confidence, to create confidence in the minds of the victims, and second is to investigate the matter properly and to trace the real culprits who may be working in different forms. They may be some bogus travel agents or some other people. So they may outwardly they may be doing some other job, but they are involved in human trafficking. So finding out the victims and bringing them to book is the main responsibility of the police.
yes, so they will prevent trafficking, they will stop re-victimization, by booking the cases against traffickers and not the victims. This is very important because we have seen that sometimes, the victims are considered as traffickers or, the violators of law. Then they will keep vigil in source, transit and destination area for prevention. This is very important when we discuss about the role of beat officer. Is, we have seen a recent case wherein, a local administration was questioned that why could they not make out, the beat officer was not aware of a terrorist activity being carried out in a village. So this is the role and responsibility of a beat officer, the SHO, the SSP in that area. So they play a very important role. As Anandji just said, that there are a lot of places of employment, lot of massage parlors are there in the vicinity. There are a lot of brothels, organized and unorganized. There are a lot of hotels. There are a lot of online gaming sites and online gaming places. So we have seen a new form of criminal activity being carried on. We have seen how beggary is related to crime. We have also seen how drug addicts are related to these criminal activities. So the police has the foremost duty in preventing the crime, in stopping the re-victimization, in helping out the victims to speak out, because they need protection. So to immediately provide protection is the paramount duty of the police officer. Then to do raids, because raids are very important. If your local intelligence gives you a report and then you do a raid, then you will be able to rescue people. After rescue, there is a responsibility to keep those people safe in the homes. Then to share the intelligence with the concerned, authorities under the child welfare and under different commissions. Then to apprehend all offenders and take stringent action against them. Registering of crime, as Anandji just said, is very important. We have an issue of non-registration of FIRs. So if you register an FIR, we are talking about online FIR, because we are living in the world of 5th generation of human rights. So we talk about online FIRs. Then we talk about conducting professional investigation. Right to silence is there. Then you cannot do torture, or you cannot use torture to extract information. But they do not have a magical wand that they just move it and within 24 hours they are able to produce before the magistrate with all the details. So they also need technological interventions to be used, and they need to be trained also to use the technology.
Yeah, another important point which is now gaining more focus is that the women police officers should be involved in investigation, and where especially while talking to the victims, the women officers, because when the women officers talk to a victim woman, it inspires confidence, and the victim will be in a better position to tell the truth. So as far as possible, the women officers should be involved in investigation, and if not possible, at least if not the entire team, because entire team may not be consisting of women officers, but at least 1 or 2 women officers are in the team, that will definitely help in.
Yes, in cases of body, you have this concept that the lady is able to speak up before a lady police officer. So this is very important, and we have Supreme Court guidelines, very strict guidelines which should be followed at all levels. Then the victim should be treated with empathy and not as accomplice or an accused. Then they should tell that these are the rights of the victims: right to have care, right to have protection, right to think about the best interest of the victim. So best interest principle should always be followed at all level. And as human rights, somebody who has a human rights background, we will be able to understand that the face of the police official is very important. If somebody comes to you with lot of hopes and you do not look at that person with concern, with sensitivity, with humanity, and you look down upon that person will never be able to speak up. So first is, when we talk to somebody, the first thing is the way the people respond. So it is very important that I know that all these police officials are very busy in their police stations, but still a victim of human trafficking is somebody who has experienced lot of abuse, lot of his legal rights and human rights have been violated every day, every second. So that person needs special care and protection and a concern by the police officer. Then gender rights have to be ensured, as Anandji said. Even they can take the help of local NGOs and public spirited people who can come forward and be a part of the team. Then we have a network of counselors and NGO attached with every police station. So that is very important while in having the post care and attention of victims, in rehabilitation, in restoration, in repatriation. And proper steps should be taken to record the statements of the victims and witnesses. This is very important part of investigation, as Anandji just said.
And post conviction stage also very important. So the police should help in such as cancellation of licenses, etc., of hotels, and keeping vigil, or ensuring that after conviction the human trafficking activities are not conducted by that person again, because now we have seen that the purpose of conviction or purpose of putting somebody in jail is to reform. But it has been seen that especially when a person gets mild, I mean, not a very long sentence, suppose 3 months, 6 months, 1 year of different crimes, then it has been seen that people again start doing same kind of illegal activity. So post conviction stage of monitoring a proper keeping a proper vigil on the people, on the person who has been convicted or against whom the proceedings are pending, is also a very important role which the police have to play.
Yes, and community policing plays a very important role when you interact with the community people. You have informers in the community, so they are able to prevent the crime. They are able to educate people about different offences. They are able to bridge the gap. So even if there is a dispute, they are able to settle the dispute at local level, so that it does not take the shape of a crime. And they are aware about the people who have these criminal tendencies, or who are habitual offenders. So every point of time, if you have a proper SHO, a proper police functional unit in your local area, then the crime rate will also reduce. And as Anandji said, that they have to seal it, so they have to ensure that the seals are not
They
broken.
have to build a rapport with the people, local people, community policing you talked about, because when you build a rapport with the people, when the people have confidence in the police, they come forward and provide information to the police.
Many times we have seen that there are no witnesses. So how will the witness come before, because the witness is not getting protection. So if you have community policing, then the witnesses will be there and people will come up before you and speak about the crime, report the crime and give evidences also. So we have to use technology for training the police officials how to handle the cases of human trafficking. Then we also have to use technology in getting the information during investigation, what should be there and how can we integrate technology, and that has to be also a training point of view, because every police officer is not that trained. So you have to have training sessions at regular intervals for all the police officials who are dealing with human trafficking crimes, and not only human trafficking crimes but all crimes. But specifically where we have seen the cases of human trafficking, where a lot of legal rights are violated, different legal laws are there which are violated. So you have to have a person who is trained in handling the cases of human trafficking, and reporting of crime is very important, investigation is very important, how to go forward in an investigation so that investigation leads to conviction and not acquittal. Because if you are able to have a investigation and after the cross examination and after the due process of law, if the people or the accused is convicted, then there is a faith of the society, of the victim and his family in the legal system.
You made a very important point. Besides training, there should be a human rights culture in the police system also. and for that, from senior officials to junior constable level, there should be, because we have seen that for training purposes, trainings are conducted, people get certificates, get promotions, etc. But culture of human rights, culture for the respect of rights is lacking in a large section of the police. So right kind of culture is very important.
Yes, now we will be discussing about the role of revenue department in anti-human trafficking. You know, the district magistrates, the RDOs, the sub-divisional magistrates, tehsildars and executive magistrate at tehsil or mandal level play a very important role in, you know, the cases of human trafficking, because you know, if you are able to remove the vulnerability, if you are able to provide the developmental activities, the programs of the government of India and of the state governments to the people of India, then they will be able to have a better life. If you are able to bring out the gaps and vulnerabilities, then they will not commit crime, because you know, if you are able to educate them, if you are able to provide them basic infrastructure, if you are able to provide them legal education, if they are leading a good life, then they will not be committing crime and they will not be vulnerable, so that the trafficker comes and you know, they are trafficked. So the executive magistrate can render a host of services in this regard, even you know, of directly rescuing a person who has been trafficked, because you know, when any information is there on suo motu also they can act. So if they have an informer and through the informer they have this information that at particular place some illegal activities are being carried out, then even the closure can be there.
Yeah, you are very right, because district administration has a wider power as compared to police. Yes. Police can only recommend or suggest, but actual closing down of these centers or suspending licenses of those hotels which are involved in human trafficking is the job of the administration. So, and administration has a lot of information. District administration can use that information to control the menace of human trafficking.
And you know, the vulnerabilities can be reduced if you really reach out to the common people. The common people want, you know, proper sanitation, home, 3 times meal. So if basic things are available to the common people of India, then the vulnerability element, we have so many commissions in India, but if they are able to address the vulnerabilities and if they are able to address them with humanity, then you know, the issues of being trafficked, issues of being vulnerable, issues of somebody who is not understanding, or you know, issues of you know, just moving from one center to another for a grant, for a recognition, for a loan. So we have lot of procedural delays and the people are illiterate. So you have to fill 10 forms, you don't know even how to fill one form. So if we can bring in technology element and reduce these vulnerabilities, you know, we have a system wherein we have an Aadhaar card, very good. In case of missing person, it is very helpful. So similarly, we should have these provisions in place so that you have that this person is in existence. We don't know how many people are in a particular state, how many people are employed, how many people are out of job, how many people are vulnerable, and what are the kinds of vulnerabilities. So these things needs to be addressed.
This kind of information and this kind of data can be easily gathered by administration, yes. District administration, and district administration can also prevent the use of public places if they are used for these kind of activities. So it has also this kind of role, and we know district administration is the backbone of any district. So it can. You talked about the schemes, welfare schemes, about etc. In that area also, if the administration have a human face, if the administration are sensitive about the needs of the vulnerable sections of people, then even if there are procedural hurdles, that can be minimized with the proper or the following the procedure in the right manner, we can say.
Yes. You know, that can be reduced or simplified in the interest of the common people. So, you know, the district magistrate plays a very important role. Even for the labor laws, they play a very important role. The exploitative labor is a criminal activity, and that can have a punitive action by the district magistrate or SDM. Under the Bonded Labor Abolition Act, we have a lot of powers entrusted with these people so that justice is done to the commoner. Then we will also discuss the role of Tehsildars, Mandal Executive Magistrate, who play a very important,
They are
role.
under the direct supervision and control of the district magistrate.
Yes.
So at Tehsil level or the Mandal or the level, they can do the same kind of, because they have a very limited area as compared to district magistrate. So they can do their jobs of prevention of human trafficking or apprehending the people, finding out the victims and the traffickers. Because the more the lower ladder, I mean the people, the officials of lower ladder are in direct contact with the local people, so they have a direct connection with the people, so they can play a more important role in sensitizing about the menace of human trafficking.
Yes, so the government schemes should reach out to the beneficiaries. So the actual beneficiaries should, be able to reach out to these people and get the governmental schemes. Then, even in rehabilitation, even in reintegration, they play a very important role because they directly interact with the common people. Similarly, the Anganwadi staff or the child development project officer also play a very important role. The revenue officials play a very important role, because if you have to sensitize the community, work for children and adults, then the Anganwadi staff, even for health workers, they are working very well in the rural areas.
And they have a kind of confidence, I mean people have a kind of confidence with them, because they are not the police people, people need not afraid of them. So they enjoy more trust between the people.
So, there are a lot of schemes where hand loans can be provided, then funds can be given for different activities. We have a lot of governmental schemes, self-help groups are there. So, self-help groups can reach out to the common people and know their needs and accordingly provide the best possible resources to them in a transparent way. So, they can also see the bus stands, railway stations, hotels, dhabas, and become informers, because the source, the transit and destination, all these three places have to be looked after properly so that any person is not trafficked, and if somebody is being trafficked, then they can rescue them. If somebody needs help, that vulnerability element can be reduced and removed, so that if people are not vulnerable, they will not become a prey in the hands of the traffickers. So if you provide the basic necessities to the people, we have a lot of governmental schemes. It is just that the schemes have to reach out to the commoner in the interest of the commoner. So the best interest of the commoner has to be taken into consideration at all level. Yes, Anandji.
Yeah. So the most important point is about the sensitization of the administration and police officials and the local officials, even rural level officials. And another important aspect is the use of technology, as Dr. Mansi has pointed out, because now technology can be used for investigation. And another point which I would like to make here is that investigation should be done in scientific manner, as Dr. Mansi also pointed out, because now there is gone are the days when you can extract information by using third degree method, because when you use third degree method, people may tell what you want them to tell out of fear. The truth may not come. So scientific investigation should be done in a scientific manner. This is which I want.
So all these stakeholders play a very important role. Thank you for listening and giving a good response on the sessions. And we will do join about the role of different stakeholders in the next session. Thank you all.
Thank you very much.